And the same thing with the African Union. China gave us the headquarters. They built it for us at no cost, donated it to the African Union. But there are those who are alleging that every room in that building is listening with listening devices. So for those who know what they want, they go out and get it. But for our countries in Africa, we just see everything at the level of officialdom. Then, of course, you go and retire after that. No value added. So our embassies, our high commissions all over the world must be turned into new structures of creating to everything back home. But you can only do that if the government itself has created the grand strategy that will begin to pack all these things together so that we have a long-term orientation or understanding of where we are. But right now, it's always immediate. So let's have our short-term, our medium-term, our long-term goals. And let's deploy everything that we have into it. The university system, the military system, the intelligence system, the embassies, everything. Let's deploy it. But right now, the educational sector does not know what the sector is doing, doesn't know what the transport sector is doing. Everybody, each person on his own, each group on his own. My God, for us all, that's what we are doing. There's no harmonization of that future, that critical future that we must build. That's the objective.
That is a key point. That is a key point there. In that, you know, if there is no harmony, if there is no harmonization, like you said, all the information that we have is useless because we said again, this is the age of information. Now, the young Nigerians out there connecting with their telephone and their computer are able to go into some of the hard archive in the world and tap into money. So I was saying that the Nigerian government, if they know what they wanted, if they know where they are going, if they have a direction, could say, this is an army. Let me use it for myself. You know, there are a lot of countries in the world. You just made mention of something important. I don't know if people were paying attention. That after China have built the African Union for African people, which of course should have even be a disgrace to the African people that somebody is building a house for you. They make sure that each room is equipped with listening devices. Now, this is a question in case people didn't listen. Who is listening to that conversation? Do we even care? You see, the thing at the end of the day is that you cannot eat your cake and have it. It's not possible. So, as Africans and as Nigeria in particular, we must look at our resources. Everything about us, everything related to us is opportunity. What are we going to do with this opportunity? It's not enough to just simply say, these are Yahoo boys. It's nonsense. These are boys with intelligence. How do we want to use it? Because if the government refuses to use that intelligence, another person or another sources or another thing, call it maybe these selfish people, they can use it anyway. Because I believe that knowledge is neutral. It's not good or bad. It depends on what you do with it. The internet is not an evil thing. It's not a good thing. It's just a neutral thing. But what do you want to do with it? Look, for example, how many millions and billions of dollars the United States spent in the age of the Cold War for information, because information is expensive. You need to weaponize the people with the right information, then they can defend themselves. In Nigeria, Do we know who is tapping into our sources of information? The people that are coming into our country, do we know what they are looking for?
Yeah. You know, one of the greatest tools for development or progress of any country are the policies or policy discussions taking place in several places at several levels. So when you discuss policy issues, we know the country that will be needing how many units of equipment. Once they have that information, of course, their businessman, they pass that information to their businessmen, and before you know it, the business delegation is coming from China, it's coming from Korea, because they already have prior information, and that's part of what they do. The information about agriculture, what are you talking about? What do you propose to do with cocoa in the next 10 years? They already have your information because they have listened in, and so they also move in. They also have an understanding of how to underplay the importance of what you are producing, because they will tell you they will divert to Brazil to buy their cocoa, and so you beg them with cocoa because you have produced more than enough of the things you required, and because they have the information already, they know how to undercut you. So these are the kind of things we are talking about. Well, in the case of our people, um, it's not as if we don't know what to do. We do. Um, and we don't talk about it because there is too much mutual suspicion. One of the greatest mistakes Nigeria made was not building on the Biafran knowledge after the war. You just allowed all those advantages constructed by Biafra to just fizzle out. No country does that. No country does that. And even when you look at what is happening now, it's not as if some groups of people from the East cannot replicate what we are talking about. But because the suspicion in the political terrain has continued to prevent that kind of evolutionary process that will create Nigerians out of the polyglot number of people that we have is part of the problem. If you have knowledge coming out from the Southeast, for instance, and the government has the money, the resources to actually fund that kind of project, is it ready to do so? Because of the mutual suspicion going on in the country. Is it ready to do so?